Please rise for the pledge. There's the, would you?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Mary Beth, there's a chair up here. We got one meeting over there if you want. Here, you can borrow a copy with you.
Carol serves as our chair elect and Billy.
Yeah. I'm the usher.
So welcome to everybody, especially the apparently 14 students from Erie County's paramedic class. You can pick a night that is very well attended and a very light agenda, so it seems like it's gonna work out well for all of you. We are now open for public comments. If anybody wants to introduce anything for public comment.
No.
If you want.
I'd like to make a motion to discuss changing our meeting time.
Okay, so let's make a motion to suspend the regular order of business to entertain that motion. So moved, Mr. Ellis. Second, Mr. Tarka. All in favor? Opposed? And your motion, sir.
All righty.
No, we need more chairs.
Just to kind of talk about, I know a couple of years ago, we talked about maybe changing the meeting time. We did a survey, but it's been a few years, so we just like to revisit it. I don't know about many other people in the room, but most of us are. So the training's great timing. Most of us like volunteer firefighter somewhere else, and I feel I'm not the only person. There's their monthly meeting, but on the first Wednesday of the month at 7, or some have at 7:30. It's just a little inconvenient, so I'd like to at least revisit maybe moving the meeting to 5. Earlier, whatever the council want, but I think at least 5 allow us to get this meeting out of the way, but at least by 6, so we can like the third part of things. Or maybe making it a little different day of the month. I'd be open to that.
So that was made in the form of discussion. So does anybody have a specific motion that we're gonna vote on, or is there more discussion on moving either the time for the first Wednesday of odd months, or in lieu of moving that time to changing the meeting day altogether?
Changing the time wouldn't help me, but it's okay, but, because I, like, and I have my department meeting on the same time, so there's some times that I don't. But I skip one or the other.
Okay. Anybody else? Thoughts, observations, time or day?
I am in favor of changing it to earlier because this is just a pain in the butt to get out here and, you know, meetings and dinner and by the time you get home and I would be very up to coming at 4 o'clock, you know, go to school and come here.
I'd be in favor of moving it to a different day. I think moving it up to 5 might be tough with the jobs and things. For people who aren't working in, yeah, or, I mean.
And
We do send out a survey for the people.
We did that,
Well, this is like.
You didn't get a lot.
and they're done that. Didn't get responses.
yeah, it doesn't, just surveys are generally not well responded to in view of the fact that we
Yeah.
have a very well attended meeting. So I've heard day and time, and it seems like moving the day is better than moving the time generally. Would the second Wednesday of odd months satisfy the collective concerns? No,
I have 2 meetings that day.
third Wednesday.
Does it have to be a Wednesday?
It doesn't have to be Wednesday, but I know Monday nights are often meeting nights, as are Thursday nights drill nights, so trying to align around those issues.
What about a Tuesday? Then it'd be.
Yeah, I have like constant things going on Tuesdays. Yeah, that's,
Yeah, everybody got anything going on Sunday, 9:30?
yeah, church. Someone's gotta keep you in order.
I would do.
Anybody who wants to make a motion is certainly open for whatever you'd like to move that we shift our meeting to. If
Would you
there's a
like-
Motion, then,
Oh, I understand that more the day, but I think it's gonna be hard for anyone to decide upon the day. Do we wanna try it maybe at 5 o'clock and see how we do? And then go on from there?
I'm okay with it.
I'm retired, so come on, people.
I make a motion for the third Wednesday at 5 p.m.
So we're moving both the.
Okay, it's fine, 6 p.m.
5:30. Let's go for 5:30.
Mr. Ellis, you get to make the motion, whatever you want the motion to
I make
be.
a motion for the third Wednesday at 6 p.m.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion now to move from the first Wednesday of the odd months to the third Wednesday of the odd months, keeping the meeting time at 6 p.m. Which would take effect with our next meeting, which would have been in, I'm just trying to say, is it May 2nd? Whatever it was, the first Wednesday in May to the third Wednesday in May.
Fourth of the Monday, so probably the sixth.
Okay, so we have a motion by Mr. Ellis, a second by Ms. Stetzel. On the question,
I don't have any issues with South Wales, let's move in them. Wednesday.
Yeah, we have to check here, that's true, we'd have to check with South Wales first.
Mike, can you text your contacts real quick, please?
We're gonna make it the 20th. From the sixth, May 6th to the 20th.
we make that a contingent motion provided South Wales is available. Still second, Ms. Stetzel?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on the motion to move the mini meeting and subsequent meetings to the third Wednesday of the month?
I can't, I mean, so. Like, I revolved my life around the first Wednesday, so I'm. Okay, no. Like,
You play an important role here.
So we have a motion on the floor. It's been seconded. Chris has a major conflict and would not able to attend. If anybody else has any comment or consideration in view of that motion, this is the time. It's open for discussion.
Could we pull the room without a motion being made to see if 5 o'clock is better than the third Wednesday?
So you have a motion on the floor with discussion. You'd have to move to table it and then we could have other discussion, but we have to have either discussion on this motion or we have to call the question.
We need more chairs, at least two,
Efficient way to get this,
unless you don't want Gil to sit down.
5:30.
a little quiet.
About leaving it on the day and then 5 o'clock on the current.
Be a completely separate motion, but we can certainly consider it. On this motion, we either need somebody to call the question or move to table. Move to table. Mr. Stark moves to table,
Second,
seconded by Ms. Staffel. No discussion on that motion. All in favor? All opposed? First motion's tabled. Anybody want to make a second motion or are we moving on in the background on this?
done.
Motion to take a poll in the room. For who's, because we have a forum here, and there's a lot of people who decide, so let's do it now. Motion to take a poll at 5 o'clock, works, sorry, try to phrase this correctly. Motion to do a poll to see who's available to meet at 5 o'clock on the first Wednesday of the month.
Okay, motion to poll the room, not to change the meeting date, but poll the room for 1700 on the first Wednesday of the month. We have a second by Mr. Ellis. Discussion on that motion? Hearing no discussion. All in favor of polling the room, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, hearing none. Who's good for 5 o'clock on the first Wednesday of the month?
One, oh, okay.
Somebody count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Who's not? 17, 3. Those are your poll results.
Thank you. Another motion for you. Motion to take a poll to see who's available to meet on the third Wednesday of the month at 1800.
We have a motion.
Second.
I think Ms. Hughes, I'm not sure. We have a second. Discussion, hearing none, are we good to poll? Okay. What day do we look at?
Third Wednesday at 1800.
Third Wednesday at 1800, who's good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, who's not good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know what happened, we were 17-3 on the first one, 10-6 on the second one. Those are your results, sir.
Brian, motion to move the meeting to the first Wednesday of the month.
On that Wednesday.
Okay, but it doesn't look like that's happening here.
Okay.
Alright, motion to move the meeting on the first Wednesday of the month at 1700, sir.
We have a motion to move. Second from Mr. Tatarka on the question. First Wednesday of the month, 1700 is the motion.
I guess I would just ask if it's possible if we do that to be able to join in via Zoom or look, do that. Is it just not possible?
So public officers law would not allow you to participate via Zoom without the site from which you are participating being disclosed as a public viewing site.
Okay,
So you could, just wherever you are, people have to be able to go there.
yeah. Yeah, that's kind of.
Oh. What's for dinner, Jess?
I just think 5 o'clock is tough for people that have completely separate jobs.
I think collectively, we're running into the intersection between evening commitments and daytime commitments.
Yeah.
And competing interests both ways, but that's where we're at. So we do have a motion, we don't have a second.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah,
do,
second.
we do have a second, that's right, I'm sorry, Mr. Tarka did second, so.
I
Let's
guess
try
I
it.
missed the beginning of this. Is this to permanently move the meetings to 5 o'clock?
As the motion stated, yes.
Okay. If that were to happen, I would have to resign because I can't meet 5 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Okay,
We could always prove it for this one, and if it doesn't work after 2 meetings, change it.
That's, yeah.
okay, do you want to withdraw your motion?
No. I want to keep it, change to 5.
Okay,
Move to amend,
a motion,
motion to amend the motion previous.
okay. I'm honestly out of my depth on that one, I don't know if a motion to amend is,
There's no reason to amend it, like, let's just call the vote. If it worked for 5 o'clock, we just did a poll in the room at 17. It looks like the majority of the room it works for, pass it, and we can always make a motion at another meeting, just remove right now, to change it, it doesn't work. Every couple months. I would say just pass the motion with your night discussion and know that we could always change it.
okay, the motion for us is first Monday, 5 o'clock, with several members having noted that they cannot participate at that time. So,
First Wednesday.
first Wednesday, 5 o'clock, Mondays, Wednesdays, March, May, I don't know. All right. So after this exercise in parliamentary procedure, we still have the motion before us. Any other questions?
How about a compromise of 5:30?
I said it earlier.
Yeah.
If that's the case, we still have to
Vote on
this motion. If this motion passes, then a second motion can be raised, even if it does
Okay,
pass,
Mike,
to change that, or this motion gets rejected and we get another vote.
I'm just walking.
Thank you. 5:30 gonna be the beginning, thank you, everyone. I just want to get this done, so I have to run, but I'll resend my motion and change it to a motion to move the meeting time to start on the first Wednesday month at 17:30.
What time could you work better?
Okay, so the original motion is rescinded. We have another motion from Mr. Turner to meet at 17:30, first Wednesday of odd months, seconded by Mr. Ellis. That's on the question. Hearing no discussion, barely call the vote. Two hands, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get them up, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, he was wiping his nose. 18. All against. 18-2. Mark me as an abstention. So motion carries 18-2. We now meet at 17:30, odd months, First Wednesday.
I would like to rescind my previous motion.
Which one?
18.
The one that's tabled.
The one that's tabled.
That's tabled. You don't have to rescind it. It stays on the table unless somebody moves to pick it up off the table.
Okay, great.
Nobody make that.
Oh, now the problem leaves. Thank you.
Okay. Is that the only piece of business we need to entertain out of order on the agenda? Motion to return to regular order of business, please. Alsman, Zagoda, on the question, all in favor?
Right.
Opposed? Motion carries. We move on. Approval of the January 7th minutes and amendments earlier distributed. Ms. Lapp. And Mr. Ellison, the second on the question. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Correspondence report's been distributed. Mr. Zemrak, anything need to be read aloud?
Yeah, because I got two updates. I got an email that there was a letter received from East Amherst Fire Department regarding the purchase of an ambulance. They wanted some guidance. And then I also have I just got this today, back in January, invoice from Western New York Stress that'll go in my file, but that also came in. And I just had course approvals and one application for membership for Erie County. So that's it.
And no enforcement notifications?
I'm not getting them anymore. I don't know if they're coming out, but I'm not getting them anymore.
I haven't seen it.
So,
Okay, we don't need to move on that. Any questions of correspondence? Hearing none, treasurer's report, Ms. Bartley.
I sent the treasurer's report earlier today. If anyone needs a copy, I do have it here. The only thing to report is I did receive a fully adjusted invoice from UEMS, UEMD for the accounts for the time when they were reinstated as a program agency and I did make payment for the first and second quarters. First quarter was $543.67, and then the quarterly amount is $1,631. So I did pay those 2 quarters, and the January through March will be paid at the end of this month.
Thank
Are
you.
there any questions?
Entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's report. Mr. Zagoda, second, Ms. Tarka, other question? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
The only thing I would say, maybe that would be under budget. I'll be asking for the invoices to be sent for other items that are approved in our budget to be paid in the fourth quarter, which would be, we usually pay in June.
Okay, we call that in the budget. Excellent. Medical Advisory Committee, REMAC, met on November 19th. It was a relatively short meeting. We will have some discussion after many years of service. Dr. Teuscher has resigned an at-large seat, opening an at-large seat for our appointment that is under new business. In terms of works in action, there was a lot of discussion regarding correspondence related to mental health transports and especially overdoses. I know some of the outlying communities, the way the correspondence was written, were concerned about having to contact Children's or transport to Children's or transport to ECMC. I believe that guidance was clarified along with the direction that any hospital can and should be prepared to handle a 2209, and not everybody who is being sent for the hospital for acute intoxication needs to go to ECMC. There was discussion about the use of spit protection, or colloquially spit hoods, during EMS transports. There will be more guidance on that coming from the REMAC. And the REMAC is going to update its formulary to be consistent with the collaborative protocols. They are also reviewing a change to the physician on-scene physician policy to incorporate a responding physician policy to address some physician responses that are occurring as part of either a physician response program or just independently as medical directors. All of that will be up again at the next meeting, which is scheduled for, I believe it's 1300 on May 18th, but sometimes those are 1315. Anybody's interested or needs more information, let me know. State Council, Mr. Gill.
The last one was canceled because of the snowstorm in Long Island, Westchester County, and downtown New York City. So there's nothing really done. Next meeting will be in May. I'm still on borrowed time as a representative for my replacement.
Thank you. There's nothing else for state council because it was canceled last minute with 21 counties under a state of emergency. So Erie County, so Mr. Gill.
Erie County, we're still here, as far as the, provision of ambulance service. Right now, we have 5 ambulance service. For the most part, the paramedic along distributed pretty much south of 28. We have 2 more ambulances that we received, and we're dressing them up right now. They'll be put in service as backups for certain areas. My ALS coordinator has moved on to brighter, employment. So I just want to thank him for the council for everything he did. Wasn't until the day after that he left that I realized what he does do. And we're trying to catch up with all that stuff right now. So if there's anything ALS coordinator, just comes directly to me. We'll have a replacement ALS coordinator now, shortly.
Thank you. Anything for Erie County? Wyoming County, does anybody have, Mr. Stryker was unable to attend tonight. Does anybody have a report from Mr. Stryker?
Yeah, he didn't have much, just wanted to let everybody know that our advanced class is going very well. We still have 22 students.
Excellent. Anything for Ms. LG to take back to Mr. Stryker? Hearing none. Western New York Stress.
Western New York Stress, last quarter, 3 9 agencies, 7 of them being multiple participating attendees. There were 2 one-on-ones. They also did in addition. There was a total of 92 participants for debriefing over that time. We also had a pre-incident educational session that was held with 4 different agencies for a total of 100 participants.
Thank you. Anything for Western New York Stress? If you want to let Western New York Stress know, we did receive the invoice and communicate it back. We usually pay that in Q3, so that'll be right now.
Thanks.
Wyoming County, anything for the stress team?
Not to my knowledge, anything, Sue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, nothing there. Move on to committees, budget, Ms. Barber.
Okay, as I had already stated, I apologize. As far as the budget, I will be asking for or collecting the invoices for the Wyoming County First Team, and then we already have the New York Stress invoice, and also from South Wales Fire Department for use of the hall and so forth. Those will all be paid in the next quarter, before the end of the year.
Do you require any motions or just?
No, it's all, everything's in the budget, which we'd already adopted previously.
Fantastic. Anything for Ms. Barber in budget? Ms. Mastrella is unable to attend. Does anybody have notes from membership? We'll catch up next month. I believe there are several people here because they've applied for membership and they got an email from Ms. Mastrella saying, you've applied for membership. This is what we need. Come join us. So if you want to rise and introduce yourselves, if you are a pending applicant and you want to say hi.
You need Here go.
Thank you.
Bill Robertson, the ambulance. Fire.
Thank you.
I'm Dan Corby. I'm with Wyoming County Emergency Services. Same thing. I had applied a while ago and she reached out.
And I believe we can actually act on an open seat for Wyoming County tonight if we want to elect Mr. Corby. So get a good look at his face. If anybody doesn't like him, let us know.
Scott Alquist, Emergency Squad Town, Hamburg EMS, I applied for membership.
Thank you.
Ben Drozell, Chief of LVAC.
Thank you.
I consider your members where you're going with that membership.
Thank you. So an unofficial report of those in attendance looks like 5 pending Erie County applications at least, and 1 pending Wyoming County application. We have an open seat, so I would entertain a motion to elect Mr. Corby to the seat for which he's eligible in his lap. Who was the second? Mr. Keene, I just heard it in that direction. You're hiding behind Ms. Freedover, so. On the question?
what part of the council you respect, like the Wyoming-Erie area, does it matter where you live, or how does that work?
You only have to live within Wyoming or Erie County.
Okay.
So as long as you live in the geographic area served, then it would be in terms of seats, as long as you work or live in either.
That's just.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, all in favor of electing Mr. Corby to the council?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Congratulations, sir. Welcome or welcome back. I'm not sure which is. You previously served, right?
No, actually never served. I attended meetings for a while, but I never actually served.
Excellent. We need to find you a committee assignment now, so you can see Ms. Stackpole afterwards for work assignment.
Imagine that.
Anything else for membership? Hearing none. Systems Committee, Mr. Maxian.
See the application for Orchard Park for TOA, Brian, Kevin, and I gave it once over. There's about 3 things that are missing at this point. We circulated the application to the committee, for everybody to have a couple of days to look at it for the meeting. And see if there's anything else we return it for completeness. And move forward.
How many minutes of that meeting, sir?
Nope.
Anything else for systems?
Was there an application fee for that?
I don't believe one's been received yet. There was no, as far as you know, there was no deposit for the application yet.
No, the email went to Zelly originally, and he said, oh, we didn't receive any, answer check or any copy of the check.
Assuming we don't have that yet, once we convene the systems committee, obviously that'll be another thing we have to add is the deposit to proceed.
Okay.
Anything for systems? Training and ed, Mr. Zemrak. I have no report. Or report, anything for training and ed?
Mr. Chairman,
Sir?
I got a list of dates of different types of courses that we're providing in Erie County. I'd like to give it to training ed and get it in the minutes and distribute it.
Sure. Do you want to read it or are you okay with just turning it in? We can add it to the minutes. Erie County submitted a list of course dates that we will add to the minutes and distribute to the council. Anything else for training and ed? Okay. Bylaws, Ms. Staffel.
According to the individual sitting next to me, he is attempting to make the old bylaws and the proposed bylaws kind of show what the difference is, but the bottom line is they're two actually complete separate documents.
The easiest version is I'm trying to turn my notes into something that Carol can read, then get through the bylaws committee, so.
Because he doesn't evidently want to listen to me on the phone going, what the heck are you trying to do here?
You could have stopped it and listen to the other phone.
Yeah. Shut up, Dan.
So that'll be moving. Anything, we had bylaws, awards, anybody have anything for Mr. Stryker on that? I know it is in Wyoming County this year, right?
Nope. No,
Erie
Erie
County.
County.
And it's August 26th. I believe we moved that meeting to August 26th.
August 26th.
Okay, so we will be meeting not September 2nd, August 26th, with a location to be determined. The award solicitation is out. If you know worthy candidates, please submit them. I know Mr. Stryker would rather go through a lot of nominees than push deadlines and pursue additional nominees. So take a look at them and please submit candidates. Recruit.
Normally, when it's in Erie County, I find a place to have it done, have the awards. In the past, we've done it in, on Health Road in Orchard Park. I don't know if we want to go back there again, because somebody wants me to find something new.
I think he said he was gonna talk to you about that.
Yeah, he kind of said that it was my problem.
I think in Bill we trust, so please confer with Bill and we'll let him and the awards committee do what they do to keep that out, so.
Okay.
All right, recruitment retention, Mr. Zagoda.
So we're working with, Mr. Shaw on creating a survey for the, recruitment retention funds that exist. Basically, the best way to describe it is we, through emails, took the Big Lakes, survey they already created, made a couple of adjustments and just have everyone else review it and then hopefully be, Mr. Shaw will post it through, UBMD soon.
Yeah, so we had added an agency survey. What was originally done was just the EMS provider survey, but we want to capture data from agency leadership's point of view and of course EMS providers' point of view. So both surveys are complete. I'd like to really thank Jessica Graham. She did a lot of work on it. And Jeff as well. So I think we're ready to go.
Do you require approval of the whole council, or can this move with the committees?
No, we don't require because technically it's the deliverable of the program agency.
Okay.
So we wouldn't need approval from the whole council. This is more of a, hey, let's collaborate type of thing. So my goal is I wanted to get this out by the end of the month. So I have one survey already built in Microsoft Forms. The agency survey I'm halfway done with, just doing the final touches on that, and then we can get it out.
Would you please just distribute those to the council, even if they're just in Word or PDF form, just so everybody here is aware of the questions, and we'll get them circulated?
Yep.
Thank you. Anything for recruitment and retention? Obviously, looking forward to claiming the funds that are available for that. New York State DOH, it appears that Mr. Major couldn't join us, Mr. Winsky couldn't join us, Mr. Steele couldn't join us, Mr.
We get the bottom of the barrel.
I'm sorry, it was trade pads, right?
Yeah, all right. So good evening. First and foremost, the most important part, Mrs. Rowinski had her baby, whopping baby girl. So she, mom and baby are doing well. She will be on maternity leave until approximately June. As you know, the division of state EMS, as we are formally rebranded now, with 3 different bureaus, is growing and changing, and we've had some personnel changes. Mr. Major had taken a promotion previously. He is responsible for surveillance and investigations branch, which covers the entire state of New York. So he's responsible for the state. That branch has 3 units in it. There is a conduct and compliance unit in the east from Albany out through New York City, Long Island. There is the central office complaints and investigations unit, and then there is the conduct and compliance unit for the west, which is Albany West, basically, 31 counties. So as such, that opened up a position, and I came back to the region. So I am the new head major for Albany West. So if you need anything in that regard, feel free. Lisa will retain, for the time being, she will retain the operating area here in Erie and Wyoming counties and such when she comes back from her maternity leave. We do have Andy Steele, who's in the region as a unit investigator as well. And so he's operating out of the Buffalo office. Brian Weekman remains with us out of the Rochester office, and we're hiring multiple orders at the moment. The task force hirings are going on as well, so I know they're vetting a bunch of resumes and that type of stuff. So if you are in that mix or you hear about that, that's rolling through. They got approval to start purchasing resources and such. So much more to come on that, but that's exciting times for the state for sure. Obviously, if you have not or do not get on the calls for education, for the leadership calls, for the program agency calls, if you're part of the program agency, we encourage you to do so. The vast majority of information occurs and is transferred on those particular calls. So highly encourage you you see those notices come out, get on those calls if you can. And you know, those are live opportunities to ask questions with all of the unit and branch needs. Especially those that are in Albany and such. So please, look forward to that. And just continue to emphasize the fact that most everything should be done electronically with the division. So if you find yourself, physically trying to mail something, you're probably not doing it right. So please reach out. We'll help, direct you in the right location. We are trying to consolidate many of the portals we've created over the last couple of years. I actually left a draft portal that hopefully will roll out shortly before I left my previous role, so that the agencies will have one place to go and all of your portal entry stuff will work off of question and answer based sections there. And you would upload the stuff so that you don't have to go to 17 different portals depending on what you're trying to do. We created one for the WEREMS codes as well, so that they have the ability to submit stuff at its time and date stamp as it's processed and in process now. So our goal is to try to consolidate and streamline a lot of that type of stuff. And unfortunately, this week, everyone is not in the central office because apparently there was a gas leak. So if you are waiting to try to call somebody or whatever, hopefully they forwarded their phones as they were evacuated in a rush fashion the other day. So if not, send them an email. But any questions, that's what we have.
Any questions for the Division of State EMS?
I'll try to send you somebody higher up.
Just on the training and operations calls, if you are not on those mailing lists, you can go to the State EMS website and sign up for it. It's under, which link's it under?
It's under a link, but, I will send it to the secretary so he can send it out.
Thank you very much. And I know it's come up before, just want to echo everybody else who's brought it up. I think it'd be helpful if those calls could be recorded and reviewed at a later date by somebody else, like some of the other public meetings. For those people who can't be on the call at 4 o'clock.
You are not the only person that's provided that feedback, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Hence the echo on behalf of everybody that has a 4 o'clock conflict. Anything else for DOH? Okay. Executive board met earlier this month. Primary focus was on engagement and participation. It's fantastic to see so many people here as a result. I will, on behalf of everybody that sends emails, please respond to them. It helps us to communicate, but also helps us to predict things like quorum and attendance without having to chase things down in advance. So when those emails come in and ask, will you be in attendance for the meeting? We ask that you timely respond. That has been a major stress point. If you are not receiving those emails, please let somebody know. If you are not receiving them, I'm guessing you probably can't send them. So come talk to me or Chris tonight. We will try and verify your email address or sort out what the distribution is, but definitely require participation so we can have the lively and informative discussions that we've had tonight. The other things that came up in executive board were already addressed, which was potentially moving the time and or date of the meeting. So that was addressed earlier, and I don't believe there was any other notes in that meeting unless you had anything.
I'm trying to think. There's a fog. No, I think that was it other than the membership.
There was some brief discussion about a pending application for a core sponsor, but we're kind of in the dark about that. So what we know is somebody intends to submit one that may come into our region, but we don't know what it is. And there was a blind survey sent that we did distribute that said something to the effect of, what do you think about a core sponsor? If you received that survey, it legitimately is a couple of questions. Feel free to answer that, but there's not enough information at this point to make an informed decision. Obviously, if it is going to be in Wyoming-Erie counties, it will come before us as an application for us to consider relative to the larger training plan. So I know there's been a lot of speculation as to what it is and who it is, but I don't want us to introduce that at a public meeting where we're not actually informed that it is. That was our meeting. So with that, Mr. Shaw, your report.
So I gotta apologize ahead of time. I walked out of the office without the hard copies, so I'll be emailing the report out to everybody. A lot of the stuff in my report was already mentioned, but a few things, we're still continuing our quality assurance work. Looking at PCR data, and we're still identifying import-export failures. And continuing to work with the vendors and agencies. To the point now where we're kind of looking at each individual agency to see where they're sitting with PCRs, and interacting with them with their call volume to make sure we're getting all the charts in and in a timely fashion. And the reason why that's important too is because we're running transport reports in the morning, which I do send out to the region chairs. Mr. Treepass has been added to that mailing list. The REMAC chair, a number of other stakeholders. And what that's doing is we're looking at hospital turnaround times. We're looking at, the time they arrived at the hospital to the transfer of patient care. And then the time they arrived at the hospital to the rack and service. We initially started that just in Erie County alone with the capacity issues we were facing in the earlier part of the year. We expanded that out to all hospitals in both regions. So there was a demand for that, and we've gotten some good feedback on sharing that information, so we're gonna continue doing that. Still working on our contracts and our funding, our first period funding from last year, 24-25 contract, for the 3 quarters UBMD was providing services. That's all caught up. Still waiting on the state, in regards to our 25-26 program agency budget. But we've got, feedback from them on that, and, hopefully that'll be approved here pretty soon. We started, conducting skills preceptor workshops again, for the REMAC. We've conducted two workshops so far, one in Eden and one in Wyoming County. I think Eden had 35 participants. Wyoming County had 16. Well received. We've been sending out post surveys with that, and we've gotten some good feedback. So as we continue these workshops, most definitely we're in constant communication with the REMAC chair and bringing back ideas and, you know, what might have to be changed down the road. We do have a lot of demand for at least one more class in Erie County. So we're looking at where we're gonna hold that class. We've got a few agencies that have asked us to hold it there. You talked about the REMAC. Something that's gonna be happening in the next couple months here, New York State data, there's a new schematron coming out. Basically it's addressing logical rules that they're converted to field validation rules, and closed call rules, interfacility transports, naming of hospitals, nursing homes. Basically, all the names are gonna have to match. There's agencies that might have, let's say, Buffalo General Hospital as the GBI, but sharing the same code. So the state wants pretty much all that cleaned up. There are some issues with the list that I've had some discussions with a few people on. But there is gonna be a new schematron rolling out. We talked about the recruitment retention. The only other thing that I really wanted to talk about was the paramedic training, which is another item that we're gonna have to address now that we're kind of wrapping up the survey, getting the survey out for recruitment retention. So, Chris, if you and I can kind of touch base and talk about the paramedic training money and, you know, how we can put together some type of a survey or something that we can begin a risk, regional analysis of that. That's about it for now.
Thank you. Just want to make sure I'm clear. I believe you emphasized this in the last meeting, but as you're analyzing that data, the destination transfer of care is the off stretcher time that it's actually.
Right.
Okay.
So and I've had some discussions with some agencies on this, and we're still seeing some of those zeros every now and then. Where an agency will drop a patient off at the hospital and say, well, as soon as we got to the hospital, it's now the hospital's problem, so it's immediately transferring care. So, you know, if they document that they pulled into, let's say, Bertrand Chaffee Hospital at $1,700, and then they're listing their transfer of patient care at $1,700, which zeroes that value out, and then in return, with a lower volume facility, it's skewing the numbers. I mean, ultimately, what happens if that patient falls off your stretcher and gets hurt or something like that? You know, there's still some liability there. And until that patient is properly transferred, you know, that number should be reflected as the destination arrival time. So there's a few agencies that I've been working with to try to convince them that what they're doing is wrong, but they're not as prevalent as they were. So we're moving in a forward direction with that.
All right. Anything, Mr. Shaw, program agency? We have no old business, so for new business, as previously mentioned, after a very long tenure, Dr. Teuscher has resigned the at-large seat for the Wyoming-Erie region for the REMAC. Two physicians came forward, Dr. Enos and Dr. Breda, in that order. Dr. Enos was first reply, Dr. Breda second. Both are well qualified, both are good participants in the system. The only observation I'll offer is I did go back to Dr. O'Brien as a REMAC chair and suggest that Dr. Breda is in a position where the hospital representative, where he primarily works, is not active in the REMAC, and maybe we should consider reassigning that seat so we can have two active physicians, not just one, as Dr. Enos's hospital, where she primarily works, does have an active representative. So at this time, with those things in front of us, I would entertain a motion for either Dr. Enos or Dr. Breda. Mr. Maxian?
Yes.
Mr. Maxian moves that we appoint Dr. Enos to our at-large REMAC representative seat. Second from Mr. Ellis. On the question? All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? I will inform the candidates. Mr. Zemrak will inform the REMAC chair, and we will again encourage them to seek active participation from the hospital representatives or replacement of those hospital representatives. Also under new business, before I call for any other issues, the legislature has passed the final part, which I believe was Assembly Bill 9440 for the county comprehensive plan bills. Those are bills that require the counties to conduct comprehensive planning, then consult with the WEREMS before returning to the state for comment. The last version I saw, which I don't know if the governor has signed it yet, has 6 months, implements 6 months from the date on which it's signed. And then the reports are due 6 months after the date on which it implements. So if the governor were to sign that today, the counties would have 1 year to get those county comprehensive analyses done. There are a number of bodies around the state who are working on guidance for that. And those things are pending, but just for Mr. Stryker, who's not here, Mr. Gill, if you are appointing people that are going to be taking charge of that for you, please let us know who we should be talking to about that, if anything, so we can foster that collaboration and get things moving. In that same vein, I want to note that there have been a lot of discussions about mutual aid agreements for all the agencies that have not submitted one in a very long time, which we know is all of you, because mutual aid agreements have to come before the regional council before they are considered valid mutual aid agreements. And there's not been one before this council in
No, we did one for Wyoming County,
many, many years.
no, 2 years ago.
Wyoming County was 22, wasn't it?
I don't know, I was chair, I had to sign it.
Wyoming County was a while ago.
No, it was just within the past 2 years.
Okay, everybody who's not Wyoming
Yeah.
County, who doesn't have a mutual aid agreement, make sure you're submitting those as they're updated, please. If you need help with mutual aid agreements, please let Mr. Maxon, the systems committee know. They are happy to help process those things, sir.
We have some very easy, good templates. We're very willing to share with anybody who needs them for sure, so please ask.
So anybody looking for templates too, the systems committee has those and are willing to share.
No, it was 22, is we right? That's what I had. Okay, you were right, Brian.
Need counseling.
And there's a point at which you go, 4 years is a long time ago.
Well,
That's a full research, Carol.
my goodness.
All right, last thing, just to encourage all of you, please, we have seen a lot of issues come up in New York State that are worthy of advocacy. I think none of them more important to all of us than the reimbursement structure that enables every agency in New York State to operate. We are again facing a challenge to reimbursement structures, and there are a lot of advocates leading the charge to actually get appropriate reimbursements. If you are not, as an agency, a member of a trade association, whether that is FASNY, Onion, Nice Vera, State Chiefs and Districts, any of those, please join, please contribute your voice. Please look for grassroots advocacies and other efforts that are in place to tell our elected officials New York State does not reimburse the cost of providing care, and ambulance service is in danger as a result of cuts to those reimbursements. That is not advocacy from the council. That is me simply saying there are advocates out there, and you as members of the council should be aware of those advocates and pursue them. That's all I had for new business. Anybody have anything else? All right, who's shooting first? Where'd it come from? Ms. Stetzel, motion to adjourn? Second from Mr. King? And all in favor? Before you leave, if you are a guest, please come sign in as a guest. That is prospective members as well. And if you are students who need a signature,